Today's video we are looking at love and what love is all about, as you've seen in the title and in the thumbnail. And I am filming this in the month of October, and you're going to be watching this in the month of October. And October has nothing to do with love. However, it is just good to remind ourselves what love truly is biblically. And if you're going to watch the next video and you're wondering who is that, please guys, that is the younger version of me. That is me when I was younger. So the upcoming videos are videos that I filmed way back, but I believe the message is still on point. It is still an evergreen.
Love demands patience. Love demands that you become patient with someone. And I know it's so easy to say, me, I'm patient. I pray. Imagine I pray and then I've waited on God for three years. God has not answered. I'm a patient person. Or, me, I'm patient. Imagine, I'm very patient. But when it comes to these small things like a habit someone does it like some of us have left friendships or some other things because of just not being patient. And at the same time, I'm not really trying to say that you stick it out until it becomes too much on you. No, enough is enough. When it starts to become harmful for you, for example, if that particular person keeps saying hurtful words or these jokes that you don't like or this habit that you don't like for a particular period of time, and they're not really trying to overcome, they're just there like, I'm trying, but in the real sense, they're not trying. Or, this is me, love me the way you found me, or go. So when it comes to that particular place, it's okay to leave. But in the real sense, love requires patience, where you walk with someone, you give them time, to just grow. You grow with people, and growth does not come able to. Another good example is Nani, when you're trying to nurture someone in the office or in an organization, you know this thing, you're like, why is this person not getting this thing? It's so obvious, like, I thought it was ABC, and to them they are really struggling. How often? Because some of us after math, you're like, oh, Jehovah, I tried. But in the real sense, you need to work with this particular person because not everyone gets a concept the same way. So nurture someone, grow with someone. Love is patient. So how patient are we really? Like, how patient are we?
So yes, I was that beautiful when I was young. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to look at is love is not jealous. Love is not jealous. All this is inspired by the book of 1 Corinthians 13. So we're going to look at how love manifests, especially when we're jealous. And sometimes some of these things, they happen to us without us being aware. So let's get into the video and see how or what does it mean for love not to be jealous.
Going right into it. Yeah. Have you ever met somebody and you're like, or someone who maybe has an opportunity or something and they're not taking very good care of it, and deep down you think that she does not deserve it or he does not deserve it. I deserve it more or I deserve it better because they're just not making the best out of it. And it's normal actually to be that way. It's very normal to look at someone and like they don't deserve it because most of the time they are not even making the most, or it feels like things are being handed down over to them, and you who are there are struggling, like, and then nothing is coming away. So you can look at that particular person and you're like, they don't deserve it, I deserve it. If I was given that chance, they don't deserve it. So in as much as it's okay to feel that way, it is not good to nurture that type of a feeling, because you can look at something and admire it and say, oh, that opportunity is nice, that opportunity is better. If I could have been given that opportunity, I could have done better. But when it crosses the line where you're judging someone and saying they don't deserve it, even if they don't, I think that's where jealousy creeps in. It starts becoming jealousy because you can look at someone who has something and say like, I like that particular thing or that particular opportunity, and I wish maybe I had it, but you don't cross over to they don't deserve it, even if in the real sense they may not deserve it. So that, I think that is what jealousy comes about. And if we are not keen, it can easily bring about unnecessary beef. And then you find your place you're like, I don't like that particular person. I just don't like her. I just don't like him. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of these things. So even when you feel it, you should be like, God forgive me. God forgive me. All my heart and all my soul. Do well, do well. So you're like, That's a nice opportunity, that's a good opportunity, that's a good thing. I'm happy for him or her. If I had the same thing or the same opportunity, it would have been nice, but you're not going to, that particular person does not deserve it, because then it becomes jealous. And as we all know, love is not
Next, we are
jealous.
going to look at love is not proud. And I know it is not easy to accept that somebody is proud, but I have been in situations where I have now, when I filmed the video, I had not experienced it, but by now I have experienced it in one form or the other. So love is definitely not proud, and we should be careful about pride, because sometimes it manifests in obvious ways and sometimes it manifests in very subtle ways. So now let's go and see what about love is not proud.
Exactly, we definitely have these people like, I can do it better, so let me. I mean, I have a PhD, I have wrote books on it. And what do you have on it? Oh, what? A certificate? Sister, sit down. Let me show you how things are done. Though I really don't think that this attitude is like literary, like the way I'm saying it. But we have it. We have people who are like that, like, I know it, so let me. You sit down. Watch how things are done. Not literary. I don't think it's literary. Maybe in one way or another, in their attitude, in their talks. So, in as much as you know something better than someone else, it does not necessarily disqualify that other person from that particular thing. It doesn't disqualify that other person. Let this person do it. Even if you think it's wasting your time, it's wasting your time, it's taking so much of your time. Maybe you could have done it. You could have done it with lesser time if you're the one handling it. Even if you think that way, just give people time to grow. Yes, you know how to do it. Like our pastor says, there's this particular musician worshiper who is very good, but just because she's good, she has her albums, she does not always lead. So she does not always lead the worship service every day. Sometimes another person leads, someone who is young, someone whose vocals are not even that man, and this particular established musician is at the back backing, but there's some at the back backing up. Though there are people, it's me, I back up. As hey, I back up someone whose key is, whose voice, whatever it is not even in the keyboard. Hey, Jesus, help me, I cannot do it. Maybe because they think, why, it will spoil the service. Maybe they just, I don't know. But love is not boastful, love is not proud. So if you find yourself thinking, because I know how to do this thing better, let me, you do not want to give other people's chance, you actually being proud, boastful without even knowing it. Yes, we agree you know to do it better, but let other people do it. And don't feel offended if an opportunity comes and then someone who is not as experienced as you is given the same opportunity. Don't go like, why, how, hey, because feel happy for them, they are growing, and let them grow. Yes.
Lastly, love is not rude. Some people are naturally, I was going to say some people are naturally rude, but there are people who have rude answers. But if you are naturally rude, I'm praying for the grace to overcome it. However, love is not rude. So again, what does this mean? You know, sometimes we need examples to actually get to see what this means. So let's get back into the video.
Lastly, this is where most of us fall, eh? You know, Sister A going to talk that keyboardist, and then she's, forgive me, worship members, and then she's there trying to explain that during the service I didn't like how you just shifted keys from one place to another, and we had not done this in practice. And then the brother or the keyboardist goes, hey, hey, the Holy Spirit was moving. How is it my fault that you don't have a good vocals? Go train on your vocals. That's being rude. Just because someone has a problem, you don't just tell them like that. You can tell them in a nice way. Yes, their vocals are not there. Yes, the Holy Spirit was moving. But you don't just tell people your vocals are bad. Go, jipange, sort yourself out. Ah, hapana. No, no. Then we have these situations. There are people who are older, but sometimes the choices they make, the decisions they make, you are younger and you're like, my goodness, what happened to age? Now, a younger sister stroke brother approaching an elderly person and they're like, hey, what were you thinking? Really? your age and that decision what. So that's being rude. There's a nicer way of correcting somebody that does not involve rudeness. Like love is not rude. How do you correct people? How do you treat people who are older than you and maybe you are better than them in whatever they're doing? How do we handle correction? Another aspect of rudeness is, this is who I am, take me as I am or leave me. So if I do something and you're offended, I'm like, but this is who I am. This is how you found me. That's being rude. If you're being corrected, accept it in love and say you'll pray about it. By the grace of God, you're going to do better and you'll try better, because love is not rude. Love is not jealous. Love is not proud or boastful. And love is definitely not rude.
Lastly, thank you so much for watching, and for more you can, I've linked the other videos in this series, so you'll find them in the pinned comment. You'll also find them in the description. So if this has blessed you, and if you want to see or to get a deep understanding, or even maybe to have an understanding, what does it mean for love is not rude, love is kind, with practical examples, check out the other videos linked in the pinned comments and also in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed month.